Hello, hello, and welcome to our show, Conversations with Lady T, where we bring guests on our show to talk about issues and topics that matter. We educate, empower, and excite our guests to live their dreams and come together in their communities to make positive impacts. We use tea as a means to relax our guests, warm their hearts, and open their minds to new possibilities. Get your China teacups and enjoy the show. Hello, hello, and welcome to our show, Conversations with Lady T, where we bring guests on our show to talk about issues and topics that matter. And today's sponsor for our entrepreneur segment is Styletainment The Show. So everybody knows that I am Lady T, and I love the tea experience. So I start all of my shows with tea. Today we have a Belgian chocolate pleasure. It's a red tea, rooibos, naturally no caffeine. Tea soothes your soul, it warms your heart, and it starts great conversation. So I want to welcome my good friend, my ride-or-die girlfriend, Missouri. She is amazing. She is a beautiful lady, and y'all are going to love her. So welcome to the show, girl.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure, always.
Yes, yes. So let me pour some tea, and you can tell us your journey.
Oh, yes. Wow. You know, it's been a journey, that's for sure. And, you know, coming from humble beginnings, you know, being born and raised in Newark, you know, life can be quite challenging.
Yes.
And I just want to take a little sip because it's so nice and warm.
Yes. And just smell the aroma. It acts like aromatherapy. It makes you want to relax.
Smells wonderful. Tastes just as good as well. You know, when I was 9 years old, you know, my mother brought me my first Barbie doll.
Yeah.
I've always wanted a Barbie doll, and finally this Christmas I got the Barbie doll. And I was so excited opening the doll, and she was dressed to the nines, you know, as all Barbie dolls are. And I remember, you know, after, you know, the day was over, it was time for bed, and I'm thinking, she can't change her clothes like I changed my clothes, you know, for bed. And so I started noticing that Barbie only had one outfit, and my mother sewed, so I would get her little scraps of fabric, and, you know, I made my Barbie doll everything. She had sleep clothes and, you know, school clothes and, you know, evening clothes, and even little fur muffs, you know, that I made for her. And I was just so excited, you know, I should be the Barbie doll designer today, right? But, you know, I wanted to show my mother the clothes that I had designed, so I decided to do this runway fashion show. At the time, I built this runway out of cardboard and, you know, played my mother's spiritual music because that's what she liked to listen to. And I gave her a little fashion show, and she was just so impressed. And I said to her, one day, Mom, I'm going to do this big show.
Oh, my God.
And she patted me on my head and said, sure you will, child. Sure you will. But then, you know, the second time she patted was like, sure you will. Like she was saying it with great confidence. And I think that's the thing that really stuck with me. And then, you know, life happened, you know, from 9 years old to, you know, my, you know, teenage years and my early adult years. And I became very involved in fashion, in the fashion world. And the early 80s, I designed a couple outfits and put them into this major competition after doing all my homework. I wanted to make sure I was giving them, you know, what, exactly what they were asking for. And I won Design of the Year, won a trip to Paris, and won money. And so I kind of made that a mission of mine to just go and enter these competitions and win, you know, because I knew my confidence level was very high, and I just knew that I would win. So, but the producers got smart, and they stopped letting me enter into the competitions because they knew I was going to win too. But they would invite me to come and be the entertainment designer.
Okay, nice.
And you know, that's how I, you know, kind of really broke into the fashion industry as an entertainment designer. Back in 1985. I designed 7 cape ensembles. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful color ensembles. And when we presented them initially at the Peppermint Lounge in Orange, New Jersey, I'll never forget that place, Mr. Ernie Howard, I love him. People were not only on, you know, on the chairs, they were on the tables, and they asked us for an encore. Nice. So And from that day, I got maybe like 5 bookings, and then I would, you know, do other shows, and I would get, every time I presented those capes, I would get a booking, and it actually fed me and my family for like 3 or 5 years.
Nice.
So I knew at that point that entertainment designing was definitely, you know, my claim to fame.
Right. Well, you knew you had something, right?
I had something.
At that point,
I really had something, and then, you know, life happens again.
I know.
And you know, I got married, and you know, I had my daughter. You know, I had already had, you know, had my sons, my 3 sons, but I had my daughter, and life just changed. I was, you know, really ready to take on being a parent and a wife, you know, and I kind of let my designing career kind of fall by the wayside. I started living someone else's dream, per se. And that wasn't a good thing. On some levels, it was good. It had its good points.
Took care of your family, right?
Yeah, took care of my family. But, you know, I really knew that I had to get back to what I loved, what my energy was, you know, my passion was. But it took a while for me to, you know, really get back to this place that I'm at, that I'm just like overjoyed that I'm here. You know, I had some, you know, some things that happened, you know, in my life that really had me rethink my direction. And one was I was diagnosed in 2010 with breast cancer. And it changed everything for me. It was like a total game changer for me. And while I was going through my process of chemo and radiation and surgeries and all the things that you go through, I just started asking a different question as opposed to continuing to ask, like, why me? I started asking God, what am I supposed to do with this? You know, what am I supposed to do with this? And I can remember so very clearly sitting in my treatment chair and looking at, you know, all the other, you know, patients that were going through the same thing and feeling like, I know that I'm going to be a survivor because I'm supposed to do something with this. This is not the end for me at this particular time. And I started talking to my social worker, because they have, every hospital has social workers, and they go around and check on people. And she started telling me that they, for the holiday season, they give gift cards. So she wanted to know if I needed like gift cards. And I said, you do that. And she I said, who do you give them to? And she said, do you give them to, you know, families that are in need, you know, that are not as fortunate as others. I was very fortunate through my process. I had great people in my life that took care of me, you know, my family and friends. I stayed with some really good friends that just totally took care of me. I praised them
I know.
every single day. I honestly don't know what I would, you know, do without them. So you know, when I discovered the need, I mean, we know that there are needy people. I mean, we all know that. And we also know that there are homeless people. But for me, it never, you know, came together until that moment when I realized, wow, there are actually homeless women that are, you know, going through cancer. Like, how could that possibly be? Wouldn't someone just step in and, you know, and help them? But that wasn't necessarily the case, and I have to taste a little bit of this wonderful tea.
It's all about relaxing, taking it down.
So good.
Because I know this is a topic that's very emotional. You know,
it is.
Having really cancer, any type of cancer, and then you had breast cancer. But I know a lot. You're already passionate. Because when I first met you, you were beautiful. You were passionate, and I just saw that this lady is going to be doing some great things, you know, bigger things than what you've done already.
Thank you.
And so I've always, you know, I don't know, you just kind of drew me to you. And I know you're very positive and have a really big heart. So, you know, I just wanted you to come on here, because you came on here maybe 2 years ago when I first started with another lady that we were talking about cancer.
That's right.
But I just loved your show. I loved it so much. It was so amazing, and I just wanted people to hear about it, to go and see it, because it's a message. It's not just like a fashion show. It's a theatrical show. And so, you know, just tell us more about the whole creation, the process of that beautiful show.
Yeah, just kind of, you know, sitting in that chair, you know, I asked myself the question, you know, if I had all the money in the world, you know, what would I be doing with my life at this point? Because prior to cancer, I was running an image consulting business, shopping and dressing clients. And I was getting a little bit like, I don't know if this is what I need to be doing. So, and then asking myself that question, my 9-year-old self said, remember you said you was going to do that big show? And that's kind of how Styletainment The Show came into existence. I said, I did say I was going to do it. And I realized in that moment, like all I had was now. And if I didn't do it now, when would I do it? So, and then when I realized that I could actually take my show to bring awareness to the need to support homeless women with cancer, it was like a no-brainer. And, you know, one day we would really like to have a home that can house these women for free so that they can heal and get back to life. And we have training programs and, you know, things like that set up. So we're, you know, we're definitely working on that. But the show, you know, I call her my little mini me.
And
she is my daughter, Kyra Shanae.
So
oh gosh, she was in college at the time when I was going through, and she wanted to leave college. I said, nope, you stay. I'm going to be fine. But here's what I want to do. I said, I want to do this show. So I started, you know, looking at all the designs that I've done over the years and how people responded to them, and I picked the best of the best to include because I wanted to really tell a story with it and not just have it be a fashion show. You know, and I picked the music and I started, you know, like creativity was just like bursting, bursting at the seams. I'm not kidding you. And so when my daughter would come home on the weekends, I would say to her, this is the scene, this is what I'm creating, and here's what I needed to do. Here's how I need it to do on stage. And she would say, oh, Mom, you mean like this? And I was like, you got it, girl. So my little mini me, my little Kyra Shanae, she has choreographed the entire show.
Yeah, beautiful.
And it's a beautiful show. It tells a beautiful story, Styletainment The Show, a cancer survivor story, which is my story. So it really does tell it from my point of view. And there's, you know, there's modeling, there's singing, there's acting. It's really a play. You know, which one day we hope to really take it to Broadway. And also, you know, schedule a tour so that people all over the world could see it because it's very inspirational. There is a special scene within the show that's dedicated to cancer survivors and those that have crossed over. So it's very emotional. I mean, it's like, it touches every visceral emotion. It really, really does. And you've had the experience of seeing it and also participating in it at one point, doing a cancer monologue. So kudos.
I love that. It
was great.
I mean, people have to understand. And I think when you talk about it initially, people think, oh, fashion show. It's not anything like a fashion show.
No, it's not a fashion
show. It's
show.
Totally entertainment. It's like you said, the singing, the dancing, the poetry, and it's ballet, and it's just so beautiful. So like you said, I was in it, and I didn't get the opportunity to see the whole thing because I think the first time that I saw it was at Raritan. Well, parts of it. I don't think you did the whole thing, and I saw that, and I was like, oh, this is great.
It's like it has potential.
And it was really nice. But then the one day when you kind of change the show a little bit, and I went I was in the audience with some of my girlfriends, and that's the time that I watched, because remember I was helping in the back too, so I never had a chance to really see the whole show. So I had the honor to sit there with my friends to watch the entire show, and they and I were blown away. As much as I've been there a couple times for the different scenes, I was so blown away, taken aback from every scene. You've created every outfit, your daughter with the choreographing, and it was so mind-boggling. It was so beautiful. That I'm so passionate for you, for this to be a show. I can't wait for it to go forward. It's a show like Circus Soleil.
That's what we say, the Circus Soleil of fashion. But it's really a play. You know, it has evolved into a spectacular storytelling piece, where we actually have a storyteller that's, you know, that really brings the audience kind of all the way through my journey and being able to actually express it through fashion. For me, it's like fashion in motion, you know, like getting away from the typical fashion presentation, which is like the catwalk, you know, we're really about fashion and motion and really having people see clothes move in a different way. My gift as a designer is to really show a different way of wearing things on stage, and, you know, to bring that element into it. For me, it's like, oh, voila, you know, we did it. And, you know, so we're gearing up for, you know, November 5th.
Oh, yes.
We got some surprises.
Special day.
Yeah. November 5th at Soul Pack Theater in South Orange. We will be performing our entire show there. And we have some amazing changes that are being implemented as we speak. We have a great expanded media team.
Nice.
I want to mention also that, you know, without my son, Al Kareem Sr., and my grandson, Al Kareem Jr., we wouldn't have the videos, we wouldn't have the photographs. I mean, from inception, they have been nothing but phenomenal and just showing up for us. So this is really a family business.
It is.
Although my daughter and I are the faces of Styletainment, behind the scenes, we got family, you know,
that's what I'm impressed
working
with
us.
Your family is there behind you 110%.
110%.
For real. And it's so wonderful to see that, because you don't always see that when you have the passion for something. This is your passion, but yet your entire family and your friends, because don't be fooled, people. This woman has some awesome friends that are always behind her, always supporting her. I mean, really amazing friends that you have in your life, as well as your beautiful family, which I love.
And I'm so grateful for everybody. It's you know, it's something to have a dream, to have a vision, and it's a whole nother thing to actually have people in your life like catch that vision, you know. And it's just, you know, I think it's just, you know, like God's divine will for Styletainment to live in the world, because you know, who knew, you know, my daughter 27 years ago would grow up to be in business with her mom, doing what she loves, not just what I love. I mean, she is a stage person. She always has been. You know, then my son, he went in the direction of videography, and then my grandson's interested in photography. And I'm like, this is like a match made in heaven, you know, with all of us. And then we brought on a couple of other media guys from New York, the New York area, that are just phenomenal. So stay tuned for Styletainment The Show, a cancer survivor's story at SOPAC, because you guys are going to be really blown away. I'm adding some new pieces. We have about 4 or 5 new dancers, and it's really going to, I think this show, this performance is going to really set the stage for the tour, because people will get like, this is a real show. And it took time.
Yeah, it does.
You know,
people don't know the struggles that you have to go through, the years. Like, you know, I always say, people see someone and they think, oh, it's overnight success, and they don't know. No, it might be 10 years, 15 years of people working it every day, having the faith and the focus, and just being thankful for God to put people in their lives that care about them, and it can help them along the way. And so, you know, when people, and I've known you for a long time, so it's like, to see where you are today from when I first met you, it's just like, you know, but I knew all along that you had it. You know what I mean? So the moment this lady walks into a room, she has a presence, a presence. And that's what kind of drew me to you, because you were so beautiful, not just on the outside, but the inside. You're just very positive. So it's just always a pleasure to hang with my girl. She's amazing.
We do a lot of dancing together too.
We do.
We do. But, you know, just to kind of piggyback off what you're saying about, you know, my being positive and all that. You know, that's one of the things for me with the show. I remember it's for when we first presented the show in 2012 at Raritan Valley Community College. That's where we started. I created everything for the show within like a 6-month period. But what I wouldn't do is, if I wasn't in a good mood, if I wasn't happy, I wouldn't pick up a thing, because I wanted to really pour love into it, because I believe everything is energy related. So I believe that, you know, people feel the way they feel because of the energy that went into everything, because of the creativity that goes into everything. And this show is really about, you know, living your dreams and never giving up on you, no matter who stays, who leaves. Whatever, you never give up on you. You always stay true to yourself. And if you don't live your dreams now, when are you going to do it? You know, you don't want to wait for something tragic to happen. You know, you don't need to get breast cancer to live your dreams. It just happened that way with me. But if you have a dream, live it. If you have a book you want to write, if you have a store you want to open, if you want to travel the world, whatever it is you want to do, you know, make it your business to do it now, because it will change your life forever. And this has really changed my life. You know, I've met some wonderful people. We have a great cast of young ladies and young men that are very passionate about Styletainment, very dedicated. They really get the mission. They love it. You know, they take it on like it's theirs, the majority of them. And you know, so I call them all my children, of course, all my little children. But they're just so great, and we're so grateful, you know, for them. You know, Kyra, she works so very hard on, you know, with rehearsals. We're in rehearsal mode now, so she works so very hard on everything, and she really has taken this on, you know. It's hers, you know, like it's hers, you know, it's mine, but it's ours, you know, but she takes it on, like this is her company, she's doing this, she's doing that, and but
you also have to tell them that these folks work full-time as well.
They all work full-time, well. Even my daughter Kyra, they all work full-time, you know, so the dedication is just phenomenal. We're so grateful, you know, for all of them, and they're so excited because so far, since 2012, we've been doing a full show at least once a year. Our goal is to actually do a full show at least once a month. Maybe do like 4 shows a month. That would be so cool. I know. And the last time we did our full show, which was last year, we actually did 2 performances in one day, which was kind of interesting.
That's the one I sat in.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh my God. And the music was pumping. I'm telling you, we probably stood up most of the show because the music was just pumping. I'm like, we need to party after the show, because it was every piece. I mean, you blew me away, because some of the things that you've added, I didn't even know you were adding. I was like, oh my God, look what she added now. And it was just like, you just keep it fresh. So you can see the show several times, but every time it's always, you see something that you missed, or there's something that's added, so you keep it fresh all the time.
Yeah, because we're building up to a grand show, and it took time. Like when we first started, you know, you need money, you know, we didn't have the budget, so I did what I could do, because my goal was to actually get the show out there so that I could see it. And if I could see a vision that this could be something, then I can create that. So that was really what it was about when we first premiered the show, because I sat in the audience and I watched the show. And I wanted to know that, okay, do we really have something here, or is this just like a one-time thing? But I really got like, we have something here. So I'm excited about that and all the possibilities. So.
I mean, you have people that come to every show.
Every show.
Every show.
We do have a little fan club.
You have your fan club that they come every show, and they are amazed every time. Like when I look at them, I'm like, oh yeah, I've been coming for this many years, and I always see something new, and it's just, they still feel the same passion about it. But I think now, from when I was in it, it's even clearer about the story. Because I think some people weren't really clear. At, I guess because it wasn't the whole thing when you're telling the story. But now that you have that clearer, I think people really understand it. And when you honored the lady that had the cancer that came on stage, and that was just like,
powerful, wasn't it?
It was so powerful.
Yeah,
it was really
so
powerful.
She's incredible. She's actually going through, you know, some more surgeries and things now. But so Esther's her name. So say a special prayer for her. It's a great show, and it gets better every time because each year we're able to kind of look at it and say, okay, so what does it need? What does it need? What layer do we need to, you know, and we just keep layering it. So this year we're actually adding the animation backdrop, which is going to be phenomenal. We have a team that's working on that. And that's something I always wanted to do, to really make it look bigger, you know, and just have it, you know, have it be different, you know, very different. So we're excited.
I'm excited. No, I'm excited for you.
The sky is the limit. We really believe that. And thank God that, you know, that I was granted grace, you know, to still be here. You know, I'm grateful for that. Like every day I wake up and I'm just living inside of gratitude and appreciation. And I, you know, give praise to every piece of it. You know, like I know that you know, I didn't do this on my own.
Right.
You know, it took, you know, God Almighty, number one, to keep me here, and, you know, my mindset, and then all the people that are a part of it. So I'm just eternally grateful. And I really, you know, they say, like, when you're doing what you love, like, it's, you know, it's not about, you know, the money, you know, although this is a business, and we definitely do, you know, and need to, you know, make money. But, you know, I get so lost in it. You know, I could just, like, I could do this all day, every day.
Right.
It's like a natural, when I'm creating, I'm in my element.
Right.
And I never want to leave that again. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be able to do that.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it's empowering too. You know, it's very empowering.
Yes,
as well.
it is. It
so
really
you motivate a lot of people out there, whether they want to be a dancer, or they want to be a singer, they want to be a fashion designer.
That's right.
This show will motivate you in so many different ways, and so it's it's a very powerful show.
It's so interesting you should say that, because on Sunday we had a rehearsal, and we have like 4 new dancers that are with us, you know, for the first year, and they, you know, they haven't seen the whole show, so they see bits and pieces of it. So, you know, Kyra, you know, she's, you know, up and telling them this is a great show, blah 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 blah. So one of the dancers was talking with her on Sunday, and Kyra said, she said, "Oh, I see it finally look like it's coming together." And Kyra said, "You have no idea. You just wait to show day." So you know, they're excited, and we are too. We really, and the guys, you know, that hired us for this show, it's like a team of like 5 of them, and they're, you know, they saw our video, our promo video. They had never seen the show, and once they saw the promo video, they, you know, they hired us, and we have a public relations person on board now. Her name is Lisa. So she's the one that actually connected us with them, and we're just excited, you know. So the puzzle is, you know, there's still some missing pieces, but you know, we're putting it together.
It takes time. Good things don't happen overnight.
Right.
You know, it takes sometimes years. Getting the right people, attracting the right people, keeping the right people. Because sometimes you have good people, but things happen and they have to move on for whatever reason. But it's part of life. And but you got to pick up the pieces and keep it going.
Keep on going.
Keep that faith.
That's my motto. Keep it moving.
Keep
it moving. You know, and you know, if we don't do it, then who will? Right. You know, so we have to keep it moving. And you know, we've had a couple of cast members that we absolutely love that for different reasons they, you know, can't participate right now. One that's in school, and we can't wait for her to come back.
I know she is amazing.
And then we had one that had a baby, got married, got a baby. Now she's having another baby. So we actually put her into a different position. She's our poetic writer. Yes. So she knows that she can handle that. So you know, you look at people's strengths, their talents, and you know, we don't want to lose anybody. So we look at, you know, if you're passionate about it, okay, where can we place you? You know, you may not be able to be in the show, but what can you bring to the table? So we're blessed.
Awesome.
We are blessed.
Awesome. I can't believe the time is already like almost 30 minutes.
I know, we could talk for days.
We sure can. We sure can. But I just want to say again that this woman, Missouri, is beautiful. She's passionate. You know, I am so blessed that she's come into my life, because this is my girl. I love her to death. She's like my sister.
Thank you.
Show us some of your designs real quick.
I just want to show real quick. So we have these arm warmers that we are, you know, that's in the show, and we're, you know, we're selling. They're wonderful. They look beautiful on.
Look at this.
And they come in like 3 different colors. There's all different styles. We have it in the red.
Beautiful.
Yep. And then we also have it in black. These are our Simply Fab arm warmers. Nice. But when I first started out creating arm warmers, I really created them for cancer patients, because when I was when you're doing radiation. So these are like a more simple style for that. And hopefully one day, you know, I'll get to distribute them, you know, to these patients. And then we have our T-shirts here. As you can see, I'm wearing one. Just kind of throwing things around. We have our T-shirts.
And I cut mine up. Love to cut mine up. And here you are.
I know.
Well, folks, thank you so much. But remember, November 5th, SoPac, Styletainment The Show. And on that note, we're going to close, and we're going to see you next time. Bye-bye.